Hello YouTube. In this video, I am going to help you understand how to program your arm days. If you've watched the video where I tell you that if you want big arms, you need an arm day, then this is going to be the more technical side of that video. It's going to be much more detailed. So if you've watched that video before, welcome back, and let's help you program your arm day. So what is an arm day again quickly? An arm day is a day where you only focus on your arms. It doesn't mean you only do isolation movements for the arms. Rather, it's going to be a day that's going to give you some rest. So you're not going to be doing any heavy full range of motion compound movements. And it's also going to pump your body full of blood, which is going to help you recover. So even if you don't really train for size, having an arm day can be a good thing. The way I program arm days and the way I program every single day of my training is I always start with a heavy movement. For me, a heavy movement for arm day, because I am bicep obsessed, I want big biceps, I always start with a heavy curl. So either a heavy cheat curls with dumbbells or a very strict curl with an easy bar. But you don't have to do that. Let's say you're more tricep obsessed, you want to grow your triceps more. You can start with a close grip bench press, you can start with a slingshot bench, you can start with a pin press, you can start with a board press, whatever floats your boat, as long as it's something that's going to be focused on your arm. As far as arm days go, I usually tell people to put them in between two heavy days that are very taxing. So for example, you have a squat day and a deadlift day. They're both going to work different muscles, but they're going to tax the CNS. Put an arm day in between. So let's say you have a rest day in between, you can put your arm day in there. Or let's say you have two rest days, you can pick one of the two to do your arm work. It's not going to take away from your strength or your CNS recovery. So you're going to do your arm work. You're going to start with that heavy arm work. And then the rest of the workout is going to follow the same philosophy. Meaning that you don't need to camp at the cable machine for hours. You can stay and do barbell movements. That's what I do. And you can throw in some movements that are not going to be for your arm. I personally recommend doing forearm work, shoulder work, and upper back work on your arm day. Why? Because your arms are going to be pumped and it's going to help you recruit more muscle and it's going to push more blood and also tire out muscles that are very resilient and that can take it. Your upper back, for example, can take on a ton of volume. Your forearms, because most people don't really train their forearms directly, can use some help too, so you can work them on your arm day. So to put that into perspective, in this video, I'm also going to reveal what I do for arms. So most, not all, but most of my bicep and forearm work take place on my arm day. A lot of my triceps work I do on my bench day, but for the rest, it's all there. So this is the second day, and if you've watched my video on how I split up my week, you know I have 2 days for arms. The first day, I start with heavy dumbbell curls. I do 3 to 7 reps. All right, these are cheat curls. If you want to see the form, it's in my playlist. I follow with front raises, 6 to 10 reps. Again, they're fairly heavy. And then I do dumbbell extensions behind the head for the triceps. I do barbell wrist curls for the forearms. And I do Dorian rows. If you want to know the rep ranges for all of these, well, front raises, I told you it's 6 to 10. Dumbbell extensions, it's 6 to 12. Wrist curls, it's 6 to 10 as well, and Dorian rows, it's 6 to 12. All of these lifts, if you want to be able to visualize them, they're in my playlist. Just select the playlist that goes with the body part. So I do 4 sets of that. So in total, it's going to be 4 sets of heavy dumbbell curls and all that follows. All of that is supersetted, all right? This is going to basically warm up my body, and it's going to be what is going to follow up in the workout. Every time I open an arm day, I'm going to be working all of the muscle groups I need to target and tire for my first giant set. So in here you have biceps with the cheat curls, you have front delt and side delt if you do them correctly. With the front raises, you have the dumbbell extensions for the long head of the triceps, you have the wrist curls for the inner forearms and the outside of the forearm, and you have Dorian rows, which are basically dumbbell rows for the upper back. Next set, I'm going to lower the weight, and I'm going to do some strict curls, biceps again. And then I'm going to be doing some skull crushers, long head of the triceps, wide grip chin-ups, biceps again, upper back, forearms, and I'm going to repeat that 4 times. I'm following that up with more isolation. So basically, the way to visualize it for my arm day is you start wide, and then the more the sets go and the deeper you get into training, the more it constricts and the less muscles you work and the more isolation type movements you do. That's how I do my arm work. I always start with a ton of muscle groups, and then I focus on the ones that I care about the most. So for example, on this day, I'm not going to be working the lateral head of the tricep that much because I focus on the long head much more. So to follow up with that, I'm going to do some Arnold curls, biceps again, dumbbell bench fly, just some accessory for the chest, dumbbell extensions behind the head with my 2 arms, more tricep work, and wide grip chin-ups. Why? Because my lats are small and I need to work them more. And I'm finishing that up with close grip preacher curl and some more forearm work with the finger curls and some pullovers for more lats. So this is my first arm day. This is how I program it. And you can basically follow that same standard and same template to program yours. If it's your first time having arm days, it won't be as long because this is like 3 hours of doing arm work. I've been doing that for years. I've been doing arm days for at least 5 years. So for you, you won't have the stamina or the strength to do that, and that's normal. Start small. Start with only a set. I already explained all of that in my Get an Arm Day video, so if you need to refresh your memory, go back to that. I'm going to go to my second day, and again, I'm going to try and relate that to how you should program. So my second day, I start with easy bar curls, very heavy, middos, side delts for the side delts, dumbbell extensions for the triceps, wide grip pull-ups with a neutral grip for the lats, and I follow that up with snatch grip pendlay rows, again, more upper back. If you compare this to the one that I told you about the first time, none of the exercises are the same besides the dumbbell extensions, but they work the same exact muscles because that's the way I programmed. If you are someone who wants more tricep work, replace the curls by some bench accessory variation or extensions, it will work the same. You just want your opening session of sets and reps to basically give the theme of the workout. And the rest is basically a follow-up. So I'm going to do some overhead pin press for more tricep work and for delt work, some barbell wrist curls. I'm going to do some heavy seated curls on my preacher right there. So all of that is going to have the same idea behind. Isolate the arms, move very heavy weight in a very specific range of motion to achieve a very specific goal. This is how you program an arm day. I would advise, again, against using any type of full range of motion compound movements during an arm day. Doing your bench work, like an actual bench press for your arm day, doing your overhead press during an arm day, yeah, it's going to work your arms, but it's going to be tiring. You don't want that. Something that I've always wanted and what I always think about with an arm day, I want to go and finish my arm day energized. I want to feel pumped. I want to have blood everywhere in my arms. I don't want to be tired. Being tired at the end of a heavy squat session or a heavy deadlift session is normal. You tax yourself. That's what you expect. If you're not tired, you didn't work hard enough. But an arm day is supposed to give you some time to rest and recover, and working your arms, which are relatively small muscles, is not supposed to tire you out. So you want to throw in some movements that are going to still move heavy weight, still target the rest of your body, like rows, like close grip bench, like some sort of weighted chin-ups. You can do, in there I do some pin press, but you always do them either with a specific variation that makes them harder so that you don't have to move as much weight, or you reduce the range of motion. So that is pretty much how you program an arm day. As far as reps, sets, and all of that go, I don't really talk about it because it's not really relevant in my opinion. You will adapt your sets and reps to what works for you. The movements you do is what's important. The rest is just intensity and volume manipulation. For arms and for safety reasons, always do reps, of course. Doing 1 rep maxes for me on the curl is stupid. I never do less than 3 or 4 reps on the curls, and when I do 3 reps, it's because I knew I could have done 4. Your arms are not as resilient as the rest of your body, so treat them with respect, work them hard, but don't overreach. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I would be happy to answer. Have a good day.